All right, let's just jump right in. You know that feeling, right? You get a little notification for a software update, you click install, maybe you don't even think about it, and then boom, chaos. Your favorite app is crashing, your whole workflow is just broken, and you're sitting there thinking, what just happened? It's this hidden chaos that honestly affects pretty much all of us.
Okay, so let's put on our developer hats for a second. Take a look here. On the left, you've got the original code. Super simple. It's expecting a user object with just a name field. But on the right, that's the new update. See the difference? Name is now full underscore name, and the whole thing is tucked inside a user's object. I mean, it seems so small, right? Almost trivial. But that one tiny little tweak, that's a digital time bomb ticking away.
And believe me, when that bomb goes off, this is what it looks like. We're talking thousands of apps. Every single application that relied on that old structure, they just break instantly. The support team is completely overwhelmed with furious users. And that trust, that trust that took years to build, it just vanishes. It's an absolute disaster, and all of it traces back to one tiny change that nobody talked about.
So this really brings us to the big question, doesn't it? For anyone building software, how do you do it? How do you keep evolving, keep adding new features, keep making things better without just breaking the world for your users? There's got to be a better way to handle this.
And the good news is, there is. It's this really elegant, surprisingly simple system. You can almost think of it like a secret code for software updates. It's called Semantic Versioning, or SemVer for short, and this is the language we're going to use to tame all that chaos.
So what is SemVer at its core? Well, you can think of it as a promise. It's a simple agreement, a convention that uses a three-part number to tell you exactly what's inside a new software release. The format is always the same: Major.Minor.Patch. And the beauty of this is how simple it is. Seriously, that first number, major, that's the big one. That's for any change that breaks compatibility. That's your red flag, your warning sign. The second number, minor, is for when you add a cool new feature, but you do it in a way that doesn't break anything. And that last number, patch, is just for bug fixes. Again, stuff that won't break anything. See? Each number tells you a very specific, very important part of the story.
All right, so the next logical question is, how do you decide which number to bump up? It's not just a gut feeling, not at all. There are 3 simple rules you follow. Think of it like a decision tree that tells you exactly what to do every single time you make a change.
And here they are. It's just a series of questions you ask yourself. First and most important, did you break backwards compatibility? If the answer is yes, if your change is going to make someone else's code fail, you have to. No exceptions, bump the major version. Okay, so if the answer is no, you move on. Did you add a new feature, but in a way that's totally backwards compatible? If yes, you bump the minor version. And finally, if all you did was fix a bug and nothing else, you just bump the patch version. That's it. That's the logic you follow every single time.
Okay, so theory is one thing, but let's see how this actually works in practice. Let's watch the evolution of an API, kind of like a short story, to see how SemVer makes everything predictable and, well, safe.
So our story starts at version 1.0.0. This is the big initial release. Then the team adds pagination. It's a new feature, but it's backwards compatible. So the version becomes 1.1.0. Next, they add filtering. Same deal. No breaking changes. So we go to 1.2.0. Then they add sorting. You guessed it, 1.3.0. It's only after all of that, when they absolutely have to make that breaking change, renaming name to full underscore name, that they finally release version 2.0.0.
And this just perfectly shows the power of the system, doesn't it? Think about it. 3 major, really useful features were added, one after the other. And for every single one of those updates, users could upgrade with total confidence, knowing for a fact that their code was safe. It's stability, it's predictability, it's how you innovate without causing destruction.
Okay, so this brings us to the really big idea here. Semantic versioning is so much more than just a way to number your releases. When you do it right, it actually creates this incredible safety net for everyone involved.
And this safety net has a few different parts to it. First, there's dependency management. You've probably seen those little caret or tilde symbols. They basically tell your system, hey, it's cool to automatically install any new patch or minor versions, but hold on, stop, if you see a new major version. It's an automated guardrail. Then with APIs, you can have your old V1 running right alongside your new V2, which gives everyone time to switch over without a panic. And finally, you can give people a heads up with deprecation warnings, basically saying, hey, just so you know, this feature's going away in the next big release, so you might want to start planning for that.
So when you boil it all down, what SemVer really gives us is a universal language. It's this super concise way to communicate how big a deal a change is, and not just to other developers, but to literally everyone who's involved in the project. I mean, just think about what a single version number communicates. A simple bump to version 1.1.0 tells a developer, yep, safe to update, go for it. It tells a product manager, awesome, that new search feature is live. Now compare that to a jump to 2.0.0. That same number tells a developer, whoa, hold on, I need to read the release notes for breaking changes. It tells the product manager, okay, time to launch the big communication plan for our users. And it tells the end user, hey, things are about to look different. It's just unbelievably efficient.
So, after all that, the chaos, the solution, seeing it in action, what's the one key takeaway? What's the thing you should really remember?
It's this, right here. Versioning isn't just some technical chore you have to do. It's a fundamental act of communication. It's about respect. Respect for your users, the people who depend on what you build, respect for your team by making the project's evolution predictable, and honestly, it's about respect for your future self, because you're the one who won't have to clean up the mess later. It's how we turn chaos into clarity and panic into a plan.